So this one is a good example because actually the screws already broke off in there. Hey everyone, Zach here with GP Boatworks, and we want to do a video on how to install a center console boat windshield on our boat. As you can see here, this one, the old windshield actually broke off, tore out some of the holes, so we remade the windshield, and we're going to show how to prep the console and then drill out the windshield so that we can mount it. So we'll go over a few of the steps involved. The first step is really to, like I said, prep the console. So in this case, we've tested which screw holes we've got, and we've realized that we're going to have to drill some new holes where the gel coat and fiberglass is torn out. So we'll do that first, prep the console, and then we can actually put our windshield up there, mark the holes on the windshield, and then drill it out. All right, so let's get going on the first step here of prepping the console. All right, so we're prepping the console here, and you can see we've got a few screws already in the holes, so we'll reuse those. And then we've got the two holes that need some modifications. So this one is a good example because actually the screws already broke off in there. You could spend some time trying to get the screw out and reuse it. In this case, the customer really just wants it done as quickly and easily as possible, and they're going to redo some of the fiberglass later. So we're just going to re-drill the hole next to it. So we'll do it at the same level and relatively close. So we've got a bit that's a little bit smaller than the screws we're going to use. We'll do our first pass there and then wallow it out a little bit. So a good way to stop it from cracking is to countersink the gel coat, and that will help eliminate the cracking that you see on some of these older holes. So don't really have to, but we'll go ahead and do it just to make it a little nicer. So we'll wallow out the gel coat, countersink it just a little bit, and then that will be our mounting hole for this screw. So we'll just make sure that it fits in there, and you can see the gel coat's not cracking or anything. So we got a good size on that. On this side, we've got the opposite problem where the hole is too big. Like I said, they'll do some gel coat repairs later. So we'll do another hole, same level next to it. And countersink to stop the gel coat from cracking. And then check our screws. It's good. Okay, so it's good strength there. So now we will put the windshield up on the console, mark the holes out, and then take the windshield off and drill them out. So let's go ahead and remove all these screws so we can get the windshield up nice and close. We've got our windshield here, and the holes are prepped out on the console. So we're going to mock up the windshield, kind of see where it sits. This one had some spacers that it sat in between, so it's a little bit big everywhere. About a 1/4 inch spacer needs to go everywhere. So what we're going to do on this specific one is mark the front holes, mount them with our spacers so we know how far back the windshield will sit on the side holes. This is definitely a job that's easier done with 2 people, but we'll show you that it is possible with 1 person. And we've done this a few times, so if you need another set of hands, don't hesitate to buy someone a 6-pack and get an extra set of hands to line it up. Match it up even with the boat, and then mark our holes, center of the holes. we've got a little bit of play here. And then we'll take it off and drill these ones out. So in drilling out the windshield, the important thing is to use an acrylic bit. On the fiberglass, it doesn't matter as much, but the acrylic, it definitely helps to have our included acrylic drill bit. And put it down in the middle, and then it's high speed, low pressure. So we've got our spacers. These are our nylon spacers that we're going to mount in between the console and the windshield. So we'll go ahead and mount this up there the best we can with one set of hands so that our back spacing is set. And you don't necessarily have to use spacers. One main benefit is that it lets water and a little bit of air through the windshield, so it's a little easier to clean, but you have to decide if you're going to do that when we're first making the windshield. So we've got one in place, got our second one, and we're also going to add some spacers on the outside here, so this isn't the final install on these. And then the last one. All right, so now that the front is set, we can go ahead and mark the side holes where they're going to be. So this is our opportunity to change this angle. So we'll go ahead and lift it up, make it a little more uniform. Mark that hole. Same thing, lift it up. Mark our new hole, and then we'll take off the windshield, drill out these holes, and then we'll do the final installation of putting everything together. It's a little trickier done on the boat, so ideally you have a little workspace that you're doing on, but we'll show you that it can be done in tight situations. So that is all of the drilling we're going to do. Now it's time to put it on for good, and we'll use some washer caps on the outside, our screws into the console, and then our nylon spacers in between the windshield and the console. All right, so let's get to it. So that's the last one. So go around and just snug these up. And once everything's tight, we can go ahead and close our caps. All right, so we've got our new windshield installed. We've got our spacers on the inside, our washer caps on the outside, and it's a real clean look, kind of finishes off the boat a little bit. We're gonna do some other work for this customer later on, including dash panel, and they're gonna get some fiberglass work done to kind of refinish it, but at least we got it going now. This is just an example of how you install them. They're all a little bit different, so you don't have to use spacers. You know, some of them you can through bolt really easier for like ultimate reliability. These are just threaded into the console. A lot of factory boats come like this, so this is definitely a way to do it. But give us a call or comment below if you have any questions or specifics on how to install your boat windshield, and we'll be happy to help you out.